What's up guys, my name's Ali A and welcome to the new gun for the Rezurrection map pack, which will be in the new Moon Zombies map. This is going to be found, as shown in the image here, from the mystery box as two separate guns in fact. A bit like two ray guns, very similar to two ray guns in fact. However, you can notice on the front they've got the little extendable bits, and that's where they combine together to make one gun, which is really interesting. It's basically once they're connected together as a solo gun, it turns into a microwave gun essentially. And if we go on to the next image here, we can see it's actually been pack-a-punched already, firing out a red burst, and it hits a zombie, and they sort of do a little dance. It's quite amusing. They'll then expand very much like a teddy bear. That's the closest thing I could compare it to. And then just like a microwave, they're heated from the inside in and they explode everywhere. As far as I know, you can only hit one zombie at a time, unfortunately. The explosion that the zombie makes once it's been hit and expanded like as if it's been heated up doesn't seem to affect the other zombies, unfortunately. But hopefully it has some sort of splash damage. It only appeared to hit one zombie when I saw it in the video and in this image here. But basically the fact that it can be changed in between the two is very awesome, and I think this is more linked into the Easter egg, which I'll talk about in the achievements in a second, rather than just being a zombie slaying gun. And here it is separate. Let me explain how this gun exactly works. As you can see in the bottom right hand corner on the left of the D-pad, you can see that it says 20, and that 20 refers to the number left within the gun when it's a solo single gun attached together and it's a sort of microwave gun. That refers to how much ammo that has. However, the number found normally in the ammo section is how much the normal gun has here once it's split up into two, very much like the Wonder Waffle from the older Call of Duty zombie games. So it's very cool the fact that it's got these two features. It's essentially how it's going to work, going to be found in the mystery box, just like any of the awesome new weapons found in Zombies. This is part of the new Zombies map from Moon, the Rezurrection map pack, coming out on the 23rd of August. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and you can check out all the gameplay on release day. Be one of the first to check that out. So let's move on to the achievements really quickly here and go through them. I'll go through the first one last because that's the biggest one and the coolest one, and we can try and break this down and try and make something of it. So the first one small hack for man in Moon. Hack something. Have no clue what that is. I've talked to some people, they don't seem to have an idea what it is. It doesn't seem to relate to any of the new perks. It doesn't seem to relate to any of the new guns. It may be something to do with a new feature within the actual map itself that you can activate. I'm not too sure. So we'll leave that alone. Nothing too exciting. Next one giant leap. In Moon, become trapped in the receiving area and free yourself through Resurrection in co-op. Now I think I can explain this one. If you've seen my other video where I break down all of the new features found in the map, in several screenshots, there is the infection where your teammates become infected, they become controlled, they can't control themselves, and if they touch you, you're sent and teleported to a part of the map we're not too sure what it is. And I think this is the receiving area. And I think to get out of this receiving area is what you have to try and do to achieve this achievement, funnily enough, and that's how it's linked in once your friend becomes infected. Again, there's nothing too in-depth we know about that so far, but that's how I believe it links in. Perks in space. In Moon, purchases every perk in one game. Now, it says perks in space for a reason. I think the core perks like Juggernaut, etc., the normal ones, the initial four, are found on Earth. Then on the Moon you can find all of the rest of the perks. Hopefully they've put as many as possible in there. That's probably why it's a 30G achievement. Probably it's going to be really tough actually to do so, because it's like 7, 8 even in total if you put all of the perks together, maybe even 9 of this new one, which I'll talk about in another video. So that's going to be a really cool achievement, worth 30G, so obviously it's one of the harder ones. Fully armed and operational. In Moon, acquire 3 pack-a-punch weapons at the same time. This links in with a brand new perk which allows you to hold 3 weapons at a time, called Mule Kick, so you have to spend a lot of points. In fact, you have to spend well over 20,000 points to do that achievement. 4,000 for the perk, 5,000 times 3 for each of the upgrades, and of course buying all of the guns. So that's going to be really expensive, but also a really cool achievement. And then the second to last one, penultimate one here, ground control. In Moon, prevent each excavator from breaching the base in one game. I can explain this as going to be a big arm with a saw that chops down into the moon and obviously you have to prevent this, stop it from happening. Not too sure if there's switches involved here, and then let's just leave that alone and come back to the biggest one, basically the Cryogen Slumber Party in Moon Complete Richtervan's Grand Scheme. Now, this is basically going to be the Easter egg, the really hard one that people doesn't know, that no one really knows too much about so far. However, some awesome YouTuber named Volcom519, you can check out his channel if you wish, sent me this awesome email, and this is his theory behind the Easter egg. It sounds really, really cool. His theory is that for this achievement, they will need to blow up the moon, and this is done because the remaining 115 element, which turns everyone into zombies basically, is found in Area 51. They've said that Area 51 is going to be within this map, and you have to hack the elevators. This is why he thinks it's linking back into the hacking achievement as well, so he sort of explains that as well actually. And instead of digging into the moon, you need to hack it, you need to change its direction, and you need to hack into the base. So this is obviously one of the buildings, not the moon. You need to put a QED, which is the new grenade, into the moon's core with the focusing stone, which we've taken from Shangri-La. Once you've done that achievement, and combining all of this energy, you can blow up the moon. Then you have to go to Area 51 and get into these using the cryogenic pods, using the golden rod, which we got from Call of the Dead, after shooting the wave gun, which is a new gun, the microWAVE gun, with the single version, the microWAVE version, and the microWAVE powers a pod, so you can get away when the moon explodes and you can escape. Very, very good. I think the way that he's linked in all of the new features, all of the new achievements as well, sounds very, very plausible, so I definitely give him all credit for that. Fantastic work. That's all of it. There's a lot there. The new gun looks fantastic. I think the new Easter egg through the achievement, I think we may have cracked that. Very good job. It sounds like an awesome map. Of course, all gameplay will be done on the 23rd of August and continue through playing with friends, etc., and bringing you the new gun as well. So thank you very much for watching. It's fantastic to have all this information in one place on my channel. I hope you've enjoyed, hope you've learned something new, and I'll see you all in my next video.